Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is April 30th, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It does help me out, so I really do appreciate that. And you can find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Okay. A few people have said that it's hard to read the blue line on my chart. So actually, while I'm here, I'm going to actually just change that and see if we can um, let's change this blue to maybe a lighter blue like that and see if that helps at all. Okay, let me know if that helps. But okay, here we go. Talking about the SPY first off, right? So again, I did a state of the market video yesterday. You can go through that where I do detailed interest market analysis of what I think is going on. But the biggest thing is 418 on the SPY. But there's some issues under the surface that I go into there where it makes me still very cautious this market going into Monday. Okay. So that's my stance currently. But there are some things that are holding up nice. So we're going to go into them as best we can. First one is Pepsi. Had a beautiful base. Then there's your breakout. It's a little bit extended. If it comes back, right, either retests 186, 187, that would be nice. It may even just get down to 188-ish. But again, that would be a place. Is this going to be a big, fancy, big time mover? Probably not. But it's trending in the right direction, and it's right now staples are doing very well, so you're going to see some staples on this list. Dexcom, medical devices are doing pretty good too. This one has not broken out yet, but it's a nice little consolidation here, and if you get back above 125, right, above 125, Dexcom looks pretty good. So that's what we're looking for there. Again, a little bit of distribution the last couple of days, but that's why it's not ready this second. It's got to set up, finish setting up. BRKR. And so this one, again, looking at it from here, and actually, you know what? I could put the earnings and sales information down here. Here's BRKR. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So it has making the right side of a base. If it can finish making the right side, maybe even just get rid of, break this downtrend line, get above 80. You could play 80 to 90 very easily. And then if it breaks out, essentially add, whatever you want to do. But it looks pretty good if it can get to 80. I think it gets to 90. Again, here's all the earnings and sales data below there, because I think that's some people like that stuff. All right, GEHC. This is GE Healthcare, right? This was a spinoff. I mean, super strong move since the IPO. Now, here's your first pullback, right? It kept the 50-day right over here, kept the 50-day. Price is below these two moving averages. So it kind of has to make, consolidate a little bit and then start to move higher. But super, super strong name so far. We'll see if that, continues or not. But, so far, decent accumulation early on, but it has to kind of prove itself. But it's definitely one on my watch list. Shockwave is next, SWAV. And so, kind of a deep base right there. I'm going to go ahead and just draw on this real fast. And that's kind of what I'm saying. So maybe it needs to pull back a little bit, let the moving averages catch up, and then break out. But it needs to be on the watch list, I think. Because if it gets above, 300-ish, right, being a round number, that's a place where maybe we can manage risk against that. But again, may need one more sideways pullback, something like that. So watch out for that one. ZBH. Again, medical devices look really strong. Look at ZBH. Beautiful, nice and tight right there. You see, was it much higher? Sure. Most stocks were much higher, but it's looking really good on this side of the base. And look how nice and tight that is. This is how we manage risk, right? Nice and tight. It looks like accumulation on the chart. And I would say if it gets below 137-ish, right, with the low of the day there, then we would be out for sure because it's not the market to be trifled with. Hopefully this 23-day catches up over the next day or two, and things continue to look good. Overall, that's a nice little setup right there. That's ZBH. LTH, Lifetime Holdings. I've showed this one before, and we talked about this downtrend line. And now look at the breakout on volume of the downtrend line, and it's gone literally straight up since. It's extended now. Wait for the pullback. That's kind of like the area. Now, this is not the area to buy, right? This breakout right here, this is the chasers. The chasers buy this one. Expected to come in, make a higher low, and then break out. That's what I'm looking for in this one. Next up is OI. This is OI glass. Again, you get this nice little tightest range right there. And if it breaks out, I should probably just leave this open. If it breaks out, then we could be along the name, period. If it doesn't break out, no reason to be along the name. And you're getting your launch pad set up, ready to go right there. IRDM. And here's Iridium Communications, communication company. You see big up, pullback, big up, pullback, big up. Here's your pullback. So if this can start to move higher from here, right? Then I think that's the positive. I think you can use, we'll call it the 50-day moving average as your stop, right? So it's a nice tight stop in one that has a characteristic of up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback, right? And it's kind of it's respect to the 50 here. It did undercut it a few times as it's kind of bunched in right there. So you play it the way you want to, right? On. A highly watched name, right? Again, a little bit loose in here. I'd like to see it tighten up, and it may. I do love the accumulation going on in this name. That's why the looseness is, I won't say it's okay, but I can tolerate it, and I want to watch it if it does tighten it up, which maybe it's starting to here. We'll see. But breakout, if anything, maybe hits the top of the range. But just watch out for this false breakout type thing, and it could roll over it just as easily. So play this one. I would play this one, maybe smaller position size, but love the name. What else? IoT, another one that's highly watched. Now this one, see, there's the breakout that a lot of people were trying to play, and we said wait for the pullback, and look what the pullback did. It dropped 20%, but it dropped right to the big breakouts, right? This was the big area of the double bottom. So as of right now, this is just a retest of the double bottom. Is this the place to buy? Well, I mean, you could if you want to, right? That depends on what your style is. And say, well, if it goes any lower, let's say it gets down to 1675, I'm out. All right, well, that's a way to play this, sure. For me, I'd like to see it prove itself and start to come back up around, right? And then get back at least above the 50-day, right? So prove itself, get these moving averages back, starting to line up bullishly again, and then kind of play it that way. But again, you play it the way you want to manage your risk. DKNG, DraftKings, the one I've shared in the past as well. We can easily say this is the area to manage risk against, something like that. And so if it breaks out, you manage versus the breakout. And why is this breakout okay? Because look, it came up here, it pulled back, found support, and now it's trying to move higher. That's why this one, I would play the breakout, where some of the other ones I wouldn't. Like I wouldn't try to play a breakout over here, because where did it come from? Boom. That's, it needed a pullback, and now maybe it has strength now. So this one's, pretty actionable, actually. If it continues higher, looks pretty good. SEM. This is Select Medical Holdings. Again, I don't know much about this particular name, but it looks pretty good against this area. Again, it's moved really far. So if it does jump out to 31-ish, don't buy the breakout. Wait for the pullback if it does, and then you buy the breakout, okay? I can't stress that enough. Don't buy the breakout. There's a pullback. You could start a small position. If it does pull back, if you don't want to, you wait for the bigger breakout. That's it. ZTS, Zoetis. Again, I believe it's a pet pharmaceutical company, if I remember right, but I could be wrong. Again, very well-defined area. And this is what I'm talking about. Up, pulled back, found support, moving higher. So now if it breaks out, we have a little bit more confidence in the breakout versus if we would have bought up here, right? Because we had that little pullback. So it needs to prove itself, but you could buy this breakout because it makes more sense, in my opinion. And you can manage your risk easier. And the last one is Wing Stop. Came back all around. Again, you see, we didn't buy this break. This was not the breakout to buy, right? Pulled back, try to break out again, pulled back, and now it broke out for real. Maybe needs to go sideways for a day or two. Getting a little loose in there. We'd love to see it tighten up and then potentially move higher. So that one looks pretty good. So there you go. That's my stocks to watch for this week. It is May, so just new month, and we've had a really good April. So just be really careful with your buys and with your risk management. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm so cautious this market, and price action continues to do well, like it has the last couple of days. I'd get more bullish. I would like to see breadth increase as we go forward. Period. That's what I'd like to see. But overall, check out State of the Market video from yesterday if you want my complete thoughts and what I'm really looking at with all that stuff. It's interesting. Anyway, hope you all are doing well. Good luck. Again, Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Become a super follow if you want to. I put out a ton more information for the super follow groups, so it's worthwhile, I think. Take care. Bye-bye.